our Comrade D. Narayana, Chairman of the Reception Committee. Welcome address by Comrade D.
I request Comrade Sudhakar Reddy,
from yesterday, on the occasion of Vijayawada became a red fort. All red flags city got historic history of the left movement. In this occasion, and I wanted to invite all of our guests. The metropolis of Vijayawada greets the delegates, alternate delegates, veterans, esteemed fraternal delegates present here from various countries, representing their respective Communist Party and the representative of the other parties. On behalf of the Reception Committee, AP State Council of CPI, regard is a great privilege and honor to extend warm and hearty welcome to you, who have come all the way, the historic city of Vijayawada, to attend 24th Congress of CPI. Vijayawada, formerly known as Bejawada, had the privilege to host the 6th Congress also in Vijayawada. It was the last Congress of the undivided Communist Party in India. The city has also hosted 10th Congress of CPI in 1975. If we consider the combined state of Andhra Pradesh, the city of Hyderabad, known as a mini India, had a privilege to host 15th Congress and also 20th Congress at Hyderabad. This symbol of embodied tradition of history of Telugu people. Vijayawada is the second largest city in Andhra Pradesh with a population of nearly 22 lakhs, according to the latest figures. It is also part of the state capital region. It is administrative headquarters of NTR district and comprises NTR and part of the Krishna district. Vijayawada lies on the bank of Krishna River, surrounded by hills, Eastern Ghat, known as the Indrakaladri Hills. Geographically, lies on the center of spot, Andhra Pradesh. The city has been described as the commercial, political and cultural, educational capital of Andhra Pradesh. The predominant language spoken in city, Telugu significantly, and Hindi, Tamil, Odia, Gujarat, Marathi and also Malayalam. The Vijayawada city body was constituted April 1988 and was upgraded the selection grade municipality in 1960 and to corporate in 1981. The Vijayawada Municipal Corporation made it in 1981. This is a historic event, the first time in India, direct elections corporation. The CPI won mayor in Vijayawada, and that is T. Venkateswara Rao was the mayor of the first mayor. Incidentally, yesterday, T. Venkateswara Rao's centenary celebration also went on here. This is the Kondapalli ties which were granted geographically indication in 2007 are handmade. The artisan of Kondapalli, the suburb of Vijayawada, the Victoria Jubilee Museum in Archaeology Department, and also sculptures and Buddhist and Hindu dating back the 2nd and 3rd centuries. Visayandra Daily newspaper and official organ of CPI was the first newspaper in the published from Vijayawada. Its journey is continuing uninterruptedly since 1952. Even before the Visaranandra predecessor, Prajashakti was also daily for some time. Now all the popular Telugu dailies are being published here in Vijayawada. All India Radio Vijayawada was commissioned in December 1948. Its building was named after Pingali Venkaya, the designer of the Indian flag. The channel broadcast by All India Radio are Rainbow, Krishna, Veni, the FM, and also Vidh Bharati, Telugu, Doordarshan, Saptagiri, located here. Though the Vijayawada was never capital of the state, it was certainly hub of the politics. After the division of the state, we had an opportunity to make Vijayawada as a capital city. The fact Amravati has been considered as a capital, it is a stone throw distance. Our party approves the development of new capital. Unfortunately, it is made in unnecessary controversies because the ulterior motivate the present state government is disrupting the development. CPI played not only a key role but to wage many battles since it was the hub of the political activities. The activities of CPI in Vijayawada were widely acknowledged. Our latest representative from Vijayawada Western Assembly constituency for a quite long time. In the very first general elections, the Harendranath Chattopadhyaya was elected as a Lok Sabha as an independent member supported by CPI. The first Jnanpith Award, Telugu literary, the late Vishwanatha Satyanarayana presiding here. It will be a long list of the literary persons. Many progressive writers hails from the city. Vijayawada is the third most densely population urban built up area in the world. It is classified as a Y-grade city by the 6th Plan Commission. It is the recognized global city, the future. This is due to the presence of several well-known educational institutions. The city has emerged as a major educational recent times. With many of nations, students and city, they predicted to the world and India 10th fastest growing city in commonly to 2035 in Oxford Economic Reports. Due to this rating internet, constructions, food education, health care and transport is ranked India 9th most livable city. Now we have to see here in Vijayawada, Chandra Rajeshwar Rao was a heroic fighter and land struggle leader, and he is recognized by the world and Indian Communist Party movement, and he hails from Vijayawada. He was a person, our beloved Chandra Rajeshwar was not only instrumental but led from the front in the fight against the unsocial elements like Eve teaches and protect the honor of the women. Let us legacy and valiant struggles taken us by new heights. The cosmopolitan city of the Heritage, fast and with the great future extended here. Hearty welcome to the international and national delegates and distinguished guests attending 24th Congress of CPI. Long live CPI! Long live left unity! Thank you.
The leaders of the left parties in our own country, India, I welcome the delegates from all over the country to the 24th Congress of our party at Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh. Your presence in the Congress of the Communist Party of India, I mean the presence of our fraternal delegates and the presence of leaders of our left parties, underlines the internationalism inherent to the Marxist-Leninist ideology, the deep bonds we share and our shared commitment for a better future for humanity. Your presence sends a message of our unity in these adverse times, and it is also a source of confidence for us. Our Congress is taking place in the city of Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. This region tells many stories of historic struggles, heroic struggles led by communists. The CPI-led Telangana rebellion against the atrocious rule of Nizam is part of legends now. We got land rights for the peasantry of this region and ensured Hyderabad's integration to the Indian Union by sacrificing our blood and lives. Later, the communists also led the movement for a separate linguistic state for the Telugu-speaking people, which was formed as Andhra Pradesh. Comrades, the formidable communist movement of the Telugu-speaking region gave us many luminaries, people like C. Rajeshwar Rao, Ravinarayan Reddy, P. Sundaraya, M. Basavapunnaya, Magdu Maidin, and Neelam Rajshekhar Reddy strengthened the left movement with their toil, hard work, dedicated work. Vijayawada also has the historic significance for the people elected Comrade T. Venkateshwar Rao as their first mayor, communist mayor in Vijayawada city. It is also historic for us, the only city in the country that is hosting CPI National Congress for third time in Vijayawada. I thank our comrades and people of Vijayawada for continuously showering on us with their affection and support. Comrades, today the entire world is witness to grave imperialist assaults and rise of right-wing, far-right forces. Despite this aggressive posturing of the right-wing forces, rays of hopes are also visible throughout the globe in these gloomy times. All over the world, the left is fighting against the forces of neoliberalism, religious fundamentalism, xenophobia, and discrimination. The left has enabled strong resistance movement against the anxieties created by the spread of finance capital in many countries of Latin America These movements have resisting, solidified and assumed power with a strong pro-people agenda while resisting imperialist onslaught. Comrades, friends, these developments are important both economically as they present an alternative and geopolitically for the resistance to the United States-led hegemonic order. The left is consistent in raising its voice against all forms of exploitation. The left is in solidarity with the people's movement all over the globe. We extend our solidarity to the people of Palestine who are fighting against illegal apartheid regime. We are extending our solidarity. We extend our solidarity with the people of Cuba who are resisting imperialist aggression every day. Comrades, we extend our solidarity with all the people who are fighting against the imperialist forces for their own rights and justice. In the background of Russia-Ukraine military conflict and war, the US imperialism with its NATO allies is trying to reimpose the unipolar world order, which is being resisted by the people across the world. Comrades, as the revolutionary Che Guevara once said, if you tremble with indignation at every injustice, then you are a comrade of mine. That comrade can be anywhere in the world. This is what Che Guevara meant. I extend my solidarities, everyone fighting for justice on behalf of the Communist Party of India at the time of its 24th National Congress. Comrades, our nation is witnessing very major assaults on our parliamentary democracy under the BJP RSS rule. Discrimination and vilification against minorities, encroachments of the rights of the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and women, polarization, privatization of public sector undertakings and brazen attempts at subverting the very constitution, our constitution, have become frequent. BJP governments, the neoliberal policy structure, which is pro-corporate houses, pro-Ambani, Adani combined, is resulting in unprecedented concentration of wealth with a top few, majority of our population getting impoverished and many are reduced to destitution. Unemployment is at unprecedented high. Modi government's mismanagement of COVID-19 pandemic claimed lives and livelihoods of millions of our people and plunged the nation into deep crisis. Comrades, trampling all democratic institutions and dividing society has been the agenda of RSS. RSS is using fabricated victimhood to aggressively mobilize the religious majority against minorities on dangerously communal lines. RSS, BJP are quick in appropriating the fault lines of caste and religion for their Hindutva project. Hollowness of development claims made by BJP are not being discussed by BJP itself since they hold no water. BJP cannot justify any of its claim. Instead of giving jobs, RSS BJP is giving hatred and anxieties to the youth. Instead of elevating the nation from poverty and inequality, the RSS BJP combined is elevating the nation of peace and communal harmony. Comrades, the public sector has been the solid foundation of our economy. It was the public sector that made us self-sufficient in core sectors while giving opportunities to the disadvantaged communities through reservation policies. Systematic dismantling of the public sector under Modi is the result of ideological reliance on neoliberalism. The Ambani-Adani brand is the result of the more and more dependence on neoliberalism. The Adani-Ambani brand of crony capitalism is threatening our economic sovereignty and defeating the idea of social justice. Now, at the time of aggressive neoliberal economic development, how can one expect social justice? This is a major issue which has come today. Multinational corporate giants with no social responsibility are plundering the natural resources. They are looting the national assets, our forests, our mines, our rivers, our fields are at their disposal to exploit. Irreparable damage is being done to the environment in the search for profits. That is one of the reasons for the climatic disaster in our country, environmental distress in our country. Comrades, ugly expressions of capitalism are knocking at our doors. The BJP says that the Prime Minister is working day and night. Yes, he is working day and night to hand over the country as a whole, India, to the corporate houses. The country is handed over for loot and plunder by the corporate houses. This is what Modi regime is doing. After sectors like manufacturing and services, capitalism is now looking to dominate agriculture, Indian agriculture, as we saw in the form of the 3 farm laws, the agrarian laws. Unemployed and frustrated young people, young men and women of the country, especially the educated ones, are restive. There is unrest among the young people of our country. Modi promises what happened? He promised of giving 2 crore jobs per year, but the destruction of the Indian economy under him is so disastrous, drastic, that nothing can be materialized. Adding insult to injury, BJP government announced the contractual Agnipath scheme for recruitment in armed forces. This amounts to nothing less than betrayal of the promises made to country's youth and students. Now, the young generation is questioning Mr. Modi, challenging the regime of Mr. Modi. The COVID-19 crisis proved beyond doubt that the only political force which can give a substantial and pro-people model of governance is the left. The policies of the right wing are based on profit and greed, while the left model is one of selflessly serving the people. In Kerala, I refer to Kerala. In Kerala, the development model was reconstructed to effectively combat the pandemic. Its success was lauded all over by the country, and it received applause from many international platforms. Comrades, friends, the RSS assault on the idea of India, their attack on the idea of India is continuing with great vigor and state patronage, support of the government. The idea of Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan is monolithic and seeks to flatten out the cultural, linguistic and regional diversity of our country. India is a country with tremendous diversities. Their contempt for our constitution, which has been given to us by Dr. Ambedkar and galaxy of leaders, is being destroyed. This is what is being done by RSS, BJP combined. Comrade, their contempt for constitution is destroying the secular character, the welfarist character, the federalist character of our country. Now, using the state power to systematically discriminate against them. Attacks on Dalits and institutional discrimination have reached new heights after RSS dispensation coming to power. Comrades, lousy implementation of the 5th schedule of our constitution and PESA Act remain serious issues, created serious challenges for the tribal population, Adivasi people of our country. Demand of conducting caste issues, caste census is gaining pace in many parts of the country, but the BJP is adamant on not including caste as criteria for framing policies for the upliftment of the poor and backward sections of our people. This is fueling unrest among the backward castes. Gender stereotypes. This is very important in our country. Gender stereotypes are being reinforced for the revivalist turn under RSS to keep women subjugated. Women should not have equal rights. Women empowerment should not be accepted. They must be subjugated. Subjugation. Crimes, violence against women are daily affair as usual under the current dispensation of BJP RSS. So much so that many instances of BJP leaders violating women and the state machinery backing them have come to the light. Comrades, it should be understood here that Indian society is divided not just between classes. We also have the caste structure which is hierarchical, which is resilient and stubborn caste structure. It should be underlined that no revolutionary strategy can succeed without annihilating caste, without annihilation of caste. Patriarchy and consequent misogyny are major issues that are subordinating half of our population. We have to tackle the issues of class, caste, and patriarchy collectively to move forward for social emancipation and to defeat BJP, RSS combined comprehensively, not only politically but ideologically. We must defeat BJP, RSS. We must also take note that the changes that are taking place in the composition of working classes and the issues they face. We are a youthful nation. Everybody claims India is of youthful young people. India consists of large young people. It is nation of youth. But what is happening? We are a youthful nation, no doubt, but the potential of internet and information technology must be considered seriously for the changes it has brought in our everyday lives. But internet also presents us with immense learning opportunities, and no children of our country should miss out on these opportunities. Issues like lack of social security in emerging areas of economic stability, isolation in urban areas should be taken up by us. Our youthful population is falling prey to depression. Mental health has become a huge problem for our young people. Youthful population is falling prey to depression and other mental health issues. In this increasingly individualistic society, the values are degrading. The values are being let down. So degrading individualistic society, we must foster camaraderie, social solidarity and bonds to mitigate these very evil issues. Here, comrades, our party has been insisting that it is imperative that we take up the public health, public education, land, housing, employment and food security as the fundamental demands of our agenda. The RSS is trying to redefine the past and appropriates its legacy. Our future programs should be inclusive of the rich work and legacy of our progressive thinkers, writers and social reformers. The emphasis of medieval poets like Kabir, Raidas on equality, the rationality professed by Periyar and Ayyankali, the efforts to achieve rights for downtrodden by Srinarayan Guru and Dr. Ambedkar should form part of our struggle. The RSS is trying to contaminate the public space with hate. We should recapture that with harmony and unity, with concern and compassion for our fellow citizens. Comrades, we must explain to the people what RSS is trying to do to our country. Our agenda is diametrically opposite to what RSS is trying to achieve economically, socially, and culturally. To defeat the RSS BJP, the opposition's agenda should also be distinct from RSS. A left of center position among secular democratic parties is needed to cement a principled unity against RSS BJP. The left will have to play a role, will have to take initiative in forging such unity to defeat BJP and RSS. We are going to have general elections to Parliament in 2024. Here our left leaders are there. I appeal to them also. We have to work together and play a role in forging the unity of all secular democratic forces, keeping in view the primary objective must be to defeat BJP and RSS. Comrades, the CPI is clear about the historic role of the left in defending the fundamental interests of the nation and its people. With this vision and sense of historical responsibility in this unprecedented and new political situation, CPI is raising the banner of left unity, the unification of the communist movement. We are sincerely raising that issue. The situation demands more and more strengthened left unity must be strengthened, and we must strive for unification of the communist movement on principled basis. Comrades, the new political situation, CPI has been making very strong appeal to all the revolutionary forces, communist forces in the country to come together, because after all, the Modi has declared communism is the dangerous ideology. It comes as wildfire, jungle fire. It destroys everything. For right-wing fascist forces led by RSS, BJP combined, the ultimate opponent is the communism, communist ideology. This is what we should understand, and we should work for more stronger left unity and communist unity. Comrades and friends, I do not intend to take much of your time. The 24th Congress of our party is taking place at a critical time, not only in the history of our country, but in the history of the world. And there are very aggressive, multiple attacks coming from imperialist forces, particularly the US and NATO forces. There are multiple attacks coming from the right-wing fascist forces within our own country. And as a party, we should take up this challenge, and we should stand up and declare that we will not allow the right-wing fascist forces to ruin our country, to subvert our constitution, to subvert our democratic polity. We should declare. So, friends, with this, I once again thank all of you, and let us declare from this Congress, we stand for equality, for justice, for fraternity among the people. We stand for secularism, federalism, and socialism. Comrades, while I end, I make the very fervent call: long live the CPI, Communist Party of India. Long live the Communist Party of India. Long live the left unity. Long live the communist unity. Long live the unity of patriotic forces. Red salute to all our martyrs. Red salute to all our martyrs. Red salute to those who keep the red flag high and high. And we salute all those heroes and heroines. Comrades, we all give the slogan, Inqulab Zindabad. Inqulab Zindabad. But Inqulab, how, when we will accomplish Inqulab? There I appeal to our left leaders, communist leaders, we have to put our heads together and we will have to make collective efforts to fight against the forces of exploitation and liberate our people from all forms of exploitations and enslavements. And India should be built on new ideological, philosophical basis, that is socialism. Thank you, comrades. I formally inaugurate the 24th Congress of our party, the Communist Party of India. Long live CPI!
Thank you.
Comrades of the Presidium, Comrade D. Raja, General Secretary CPI, Comrade Dipankar Bhattacharya, General Secretary CPI ML, Comrade Devarajan from the Forward Bloc, the Chairman of the Reception Committee, Comrade Narayana, comrades from the Fraternal Communist and Workers' Parties who are present here, comrade delegates, observers, guests, dignitaries and friends. On behalf of left parties and reinforce the mutual desire for strengthening left unity to meet the very grave challenges that our country and people face today. Dear comrades and friends, you are gathered here in Vijayawada, the political center of the state of Andhra Pradesh. This city has been the center of revolutionary activities of communists for many decades, and this continues even today. Your meeting in this political center that saw the launch of one of the most significant people's struggles in our country, the armed struggle of the peasantry against brutal feudal oppression. Vijayawada was the political center. This armed struggle ensured the liberation of around 30 lakh peasants for 18 months, distributing over 10 lakh acres in 3,000 villages, covering an area of 16,000 square miles. This, along with the other struggles led by the communists, like the Tabaga struggle of the peasantry in West Bengal, Punapravailar in Kerala, the Varli tribal struggle for land in Maharashtra, the Surma Valley struggle in Assam, all led by the communists. This actually brought the issue of land reforms and zamindari abolition to the center stage of Indian politics. The communist movement and the people's struggles led by the Communist Party have a deep root in this area. I am confident that by holding this Congress here, as you were informed, the United Party Congress's last Congress was held in Vijayawada in 61. That this Congress holding here will further consolidate the communist influence and work for strengthening the unity and solidarity among the left forces. Comrades, this Congress of the CPI is being held when independent India and our people are facing the gravest of challenges in the last 7 decades. Controlling the reins of state power, this BJP government is aggressively pursuing the Hindutva communal agenda of the fascistic RSS. Rabid communal polarization, venal campaigns of poisonous hate and terror, targeting religious minorities, particularly the Muslims, is accompanied by a serious assault undermining the Constitution of India and seeking to transform the secular democratic republic of India and its character into the RSS project of a rabidly intolerant fascistic Hindutva Rashtra. Simultaneously, the BJP government has mounted a multi-pronged attack with the pursuit of rabid neoliberal policies, strengthening the communal corporate nexus, looting our national assets, promoting crony capitalism, legalizing political corruption, and imposing full-fledged authoritarianism, assaulting the democratic rights and civil liberties of our people. There are systematic efforts that are on to change the character of the Indian Republic. The four fundamental pillars, foundational pillars of our Constitution, that is secular democracy, federalism, social justice, and economic sovereignty. All this is destroying India's economic sovereignty, and it is happening in a multidimensional manner, going beyond the normal privatization that neoliberalism prescribes. The secular principles enshrined in our Constitution are under severe assaults. In fact, the public ceremonies which the Prime Minister inaugurates are accompanied by Hindu religious rituals, thereby virtually giving the impression that the Indian state is a Hindutva state. The BJP state governments have been enacting laws aimed at sharpening communal polarization. These are routinely used to target innocent people from the minority communities and to physically attack them. The UAPA, sedition, NSA are indiscriminately used to detain hundreds of people. These draconian provisions are invoked not only against minorities, but also against journalists and others who express their dissent against these government views. Dissent is being treated as anti-national. There is all-round attack on federalism and the rights of the elected state governments. The governors and the lieutenant governors function more as the political agents of the central government and the RSS and the BJP. And further, instead of moving towards the constitutional guarantee of equality and realizing the objectives of social justice, the socially oppressed sections of people are subjected to greater injustice and discrimination. Along with this assaults on the foundational pillars of our Constitution, every single independent constitutional authority is being undermined, starting from the Parliament itself, the judiciary, the Election Commission, and the ED and the CBI are being used as political agents of the ruling party and targeting opposition leaders and using that as a method of gaining support of elected legislatures even after losing elections. They formed the government, the BJP formed the government, and this is one of the methods that they use for that. So this situation with the corporate control over the media and the choices by the day. In addition to this, the Hindutva communal ideology, being unscientific and ahistorical, assaults both rationality and reason. The spread of obscurantism, superstition, blind faith helps the easier assimilation of Hindu mythology, which can increasingly be passed off as actual history. This assaults the scientific temper and rationality. Along with this, the Modi government has today abandoned India's time-tested foreign policy. India has been reduced to a subordinate ally of US imperialism in all global matters. India has cemented strategic ties with Israel, diluted our traditional historical support and solidarity with the Palestinian cause and struggles. The US-Israel-India nexus has been consolidated. India further cemented the strategic military ties with USA. The Quadrilateral Alliance, or the Quad, of USA, Japan, Australia, and India has become an active strategic and military alliance in the Indo-Pacific region, aiming to isolate China. Notwithstanding the propaganda blitz unleashed by the government, our economy is today in a tailspin, plunging downwards. Yesterday, all the international agencies had further downscaled India's forecast for this year's economic growth. On top of the miseries imposed by the gross mishandling of the COVID pandemic, this economic downslide is a mounting severe assaults on people's livelihood. Unemployment has recorded the highest of levels. Runaway inflation is pushing millions into poverty and hunger. And today, the global hunger index has come, and we are ranked at just 2 positions above Afghanistan, while every single of our neighbors are above us and much higher. This attacks on people's livelihood, this is being met with resistance. People's struggles are on the rise. The struggles are on the rise to defend our constitution, to defend secular democracy, and mainly against assaults on livelihood and miserable conditions of existence of the people. The anti-CAA upsurge saw massive mobilizations, particularly women and youth. The year-long historic Kisan struggle forced the obdurate Modi government to repeal the farm laws. The central trade unions have been successfully holding annual All India strikes every year, the last being the 2-day strike in March this year, and the increased calls of coordinated actions and struggles by the workers, by the peasantry and the agricultural labor. This is showing the path ahead for united struggles in the future. But increasing the strength of the left forces and their unity in struggles is very vital for further intensifying people's struggles. On the basis of the unity of the left and democratic forces will have to be gathered together on an alternative program. And at the same time, all the left forces must work together, in our opinion, to forge the broadest mobilization of secular forces to isolate and defeat Hindutva communalism and these communal forces and this government. And this has to be achieved by showing an alternative path to the people. And there, our LDF government, in which both our parties are there, our LDF government in Kerala, through its alternative pro-people policies, earned the goodwill of the people to be elected to form an unprecedented consecutive state government in Kerala. Its achievements enabled Kerala to register the highest ranking in human development indices in the country. The RSS and the central government are leaving no stone unturned to destabilize the LDF government. Together, the left forces must thwart these efforts. The CPIM believes that by undertaking all these tasks simultaneously, that is, strengthening ourselves independently, strengthening left unity, forging the left and democratic forces on an alternative program, and working for the largest mobilization of secular forces against Hindutva communalism, we will be able to rally the Indian people in defense of democracy, improving people's livelihoods, safeguarding the secular democratic character of India, and moving towards creating a better India for our people. So therefore, I am confident that this 24th Congress of the CPI, you will deliberate all these issues. Comrade Raja has already indicated the important issues that will be considered by this Congress, and these deliberations will further strengthen the process of unification of in struggles of the left forces in our country, and therefore I wish your Congress all success in its deliberations. So together we have to work for ousting this RSS-BJP government, strengthen and consolidate left unity, forge unity of left and democratic forces in struggles for policy alternatives, for the broadest mobilization of secular forces against Hindutva communalism. Long live Marxism-Leninism, and my revolutionary greetings to all of you and this party Congress. Lal Salam.
हमारी पार्टी कांग्रेस को कॉमरेड दीपंकर भट्टाचार्य
of your party, including comrades Chandra Rajeshwara Rao, Indrajit Gupta, A.B. Bardhan, Jagannath Sarkar, Chaturanand Mishra and Bhogendra Jha. I pay my respectful tribute to all these departed stalwarts of the CPI and the great martyrs and leaders of the historic Telangana uprising and the subsequent waves of struggles in Srikakulam and other areas of undivided Andhra Pradesh. Comrades, we are meeting at a time when the world finds itself drawn once again into the vortex of a major war. Even as global capitalism is mired in a deep and prolonged recession, and the world is yet to recover from the massive disruption and disaster caused by the COVID-19 global pandemic. It has been nearly 8 months since Russia unilaterally invaded Ukraine, calling Ukraine's independence a flawed Leninist legacy that needs to be undone. This unjust war has already taken a heavy toll and must be brought to a quick end in a way which respects and guarantees Ukraine's sovereignty and stops NATO's continuing eastward expansion. Amidst disturbing signs of a pronounced rightward shift in Europe, we draw inspiration from the renewed resurgence of the left in Latin America and the powerful assertion of women in Iran that is growing into a popular uprising against the repressive theocratic regime. Ever since Modi's second successive victory in the Lok Sabha elections in 2019, we have been facing a rapidly escalating fascist offensive on all fronts. Proceeding from the 2014 election slogan of Congress Mukt Bharat, the regime is now bent on making India an opposition-free democracy. Opposition MLAs are being bought wholesale. Opposition-led main resistance. Once again, I wish the CPI Congress every success to this end and promise our fullest cooperation on behalf of the CPI-ML to overcome the unprecedented challenges facing us today. Long live the unity of all fighting forces, all for a resurgence of the communist movement to defend democracy and defeat fascism. Red salute to all of you.